swear to God, I keep misplacing my microphone. I keep misplacing my microphone in my bag when I have very explicit places to put it, so I don't misplace it, so I know where it is, so that it's easy to grab and set up and plug in and go. So I'm pissed at myself for misplacing my microphone. Happy Friday. It's payday. Anybody else feel that 2%, 3% tax increase, pay cut from the fiscal cliff? It's like they avoided the fiscal cliff. Hurrah! They avoided the fiscal cliff. They fixed everything except for the one thing that affected everybody across the board. That was the payroll tax. So, that immediately affected everybody. That immediately hit everybody. Thank God for government. Otherwise, who the fuck knows what we would do with ourselves, right? Well, if you're on Facebook and you pay any sort of attention to me, you know that yesterday was a productive day, and I think the mindset that I'm trying to put myself in. Okay, so if last year, the back half of last year was about just being productive and doing shit, this year, along with, working towards that goal, that self-sustaining goal, and that profitability, and making this my career, Horberon created my career, this year, the mindset that I was thinking about just now, this frame of mind that I need to be in constant awareness of, is that there's always some form of marketing that can be done. This morning, I wake up, I say good morning to Sam, I grab a cup of coffee and I sit down in front of the computer. And this morning, one of the first things I did was jump onto the Horberon Facebook page, and I posted the original promo for the movie, for Caffeine. This was after I shot narration for it, so it's just a very raw and unsubstantial promo video. I posted that, reposted something on my channel, I think, on my page, and then I was digging around the Facebook, the Horberon page, and you have your header image, then you have a little description, and then you have these tiles along the right side of the page. I'm doing the screen right side for you guys, and there's the likes and photos and whatever else you put in there. And what I want to do is get very granular, specific information up there, like religiously roasted, available now. Really put those things front and center right in those tiles. Because the other thing I posted yesterday was a little bit of a plea, but I'm just trying to be genuine and honest. And I'm going, why the hell? What? Well, again, I've said this before here. I'm very frustrated because, Religiously Roasted debuted. It got a lot of links. It got a lot of shares. There was this one share who picked it up off of Trip and was like, well, if Trip recommends it, here you go. And yet there have been no sales. There have been no sales for Religiously Roasted, in spite of a lot of shared links, a lot of minuscule viralness, a lot of interest. There have been no purchases, there's been no sales, and there's been because of that, there's been no reviews. And the free copies that are out there, Brandon, I have actually, there's two Brandons, ironically enough, who have the book, who should have read the book. And it just bothers me. That bothers me, and I want to know why, because I mean, yes, I'm extraordinarily idealistic and optimistic for what I do, but it's 99 cents. And, you know, it's 99 cents, first of all. Second of all, and maybe this is the thing that I need to figure out a way to cultivate, a spirit of support for independent creativity, independent original content, original independent content. And maybe the trick, because that's where I'm at. I'm like, it's a 99 cents to support what I do, to support my artwork and my creative endeavors. 99 cents, and you get a couple of hours of entertainment out of it. It's a great value. It's a great deal. So, number one, you would think a friend list would be like, hell yeah, let me support this dude. And number two, people who are interested in my work would be interested in this novella. So, again, idealistic, optimistic, I know. Expecting too much from people. But, like, legitimately, realistically, people who pay any sort of attention to me, why haven't you bought this book? That's what I want to know. Two people responded. One person actually had a little bit of a conversation with. And I think and his response was fair, and certainly, I mean, it was ignorance. He did not realize it was there. Another one has a free copy of the book, and she's not a reader and hasn't gotten into it, and hasn't sat down to read it, which is, to me, still funny because I'm writing what I write is for people who do not like to read. I've put some copy together to stress that fact, and I've been stressing it. They're books for people who don't like to read. Easy to pick up, easy to finish, entertaining. These books will make you want to read, I think. And that's the reaction I've gotten. That's the reaction the same person who has it but just hasn't gotten to it. She read Zaphod Zombie, and by the time she finished it, it completely turned her around. I mean, it took her a while to get through it, but that was the case study, that example of that person who never reads enjoyed this book, found it a good read. It was a worthwhile read. So, yeah, I posted that, and because of the whole ignorance thing, I'm trying to figure out, I do some basic stuff like, hey, my book's available, and for most of the stuff, there's a promo video of some sort, and I know that's still something I want to do for Religiously Roasted. I'm just not sure how to do it yet. I haven't figured that one out. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, on a more, how can I be more obvious? I am a writer. I have published works. They are available here. I am a writer. I have published works. They are available here. Maybe I should just do that. So, I mean, so that's the whole mentality I'm trying to cultivate and work on over this year, I think, and certainly in the coming months. And I'm working on, elements of it, just like last year, all the little pieces you got to do in the big picture. You got to have some books available for when a big video launches, so that people have something to buy. Dig deeper into who is Jordan Crumbine, what does he have available, that sort of stuff. So one of the things, obviously, is the Facebook page. It's greatly underutilized, and the problem it's so underutilized is I struggle with Horberon Creative versus my own Crumbine page. So I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. Why there's two different ones. There's no practical use for the Horberon Creative one just yet. But I do know that as caffeine comes closer, the reality of caffeine comes closer, I can use that to grow the Horberong creative fan base. And I think it's silly of me not to take advantage of that. So, that's one thing. Another cool thing about Facebook, I know this is coming a few short weeks after me hating it with a passion, but I'm really approaching it completely different as a marketing tool to engage with fans and whatnot. But one of the cool things about Facebook is that everything old can become new again. So what I'm thinking, my line of thought here is that I do have this huge back catalog, not only of videos, but of posts on my blog on Horberong, photos, I mean, all this material that exists, but exists a little bit in a vacuum. And the Facebook page, or Facebook in general, allows me to, bring it back and highlight it for a minute. So there's that, or help reimagine it, maybe repurpose it. Completely lost my train of thought because I'm driving into rain here. Okay, so one of the other things that it's interesting. This part is interesting. I'm good at it. I was good at it while I was working on the books, on Twitter and on Facebook. I would post quotes. I would post snippets of the books, of chapters, of lines of dialogue, things people are saying, whatnot, here and there. And I think that's great, because there's some really good lines. There's some really good pieces, and what better way to market that material than with that material? So what I am working on, what I'm going to start working on, is a quote book for each book, for each project. And what I'm going to do is, as challenging as this might be, but it's a lot of work just to get the material ready to post, to have it cataloged, to be able to use it on Facebook and Twitter. But I am going to start working through all of the material. Zayfa Zombie, Disaster Again, and Disaster Again has a lot of really good bits in it. Take a look at the stuff that I've already posted, and just put together a document in Google Docs of all the quotes, and just kind of track the usage of them and the shares and that kind of stuff. But really put together that a library of quotable bits from each book, and again, that will go right into the content stream of Horberong, of the videos and everything else. And I think that's a solid proposition. That's a good way to help, fill the feed and remind people I'm a writer along with all this other stuff, and I have these books available. But yeah, I think this is an interesting concept, in as much as that the reason people should want to buy my stuff is to support original independent content. And a way to do that could be to demonize Big Brother, demonize the corporation, which doesn't take a lot of work. So, for example, for caffeine, here's the question. Do you want to spend $10, go to a movie theater, and give your money to the system, to celebrity, to a system that takes your money as a vote to keep producing unoriginal, uninspired garbage year after year, month after month, the other way, day after day, month after month, year after year? Or do you want to say, I want to support originality, and I want to support the little guy? Watch Caffeine instead of whatever comes out in February in the movie theater. Stay home, sit on your computer, and watch Caffeine. Do you want to give money to giant publishing houses? Give your money to giant publishing houses where the author gets pennies on the dollar of that sale. That money goes into, just like this is how corporations work. The 90% of your money goes to executives, goes to their lunch, goes to their expensive houses, goes to their yachts, goes to their multi-week vacation in Europe or wherever. Pennies on the dollar go to the artists. So do you want to pay into the institution, pay into the corporations, or do you want to give your money directly to the artists? That's why you want to support independent, original content. That's why there needs to be more independent, original content. You ever work in fast food or a restaurant or something? Or maybe it's a common phrase used elsewhere, but remember that if there's time to lean, there's time to clean. And I'm thinking, if there's downtime, if you have time to lean, there's time to market. There's time to go through I have time to go through material and find quotes. I have, so one of the things that I'm doing right now that I got sucked into this morning was I just put together a note on Facebook, and I'm not really sure if there's any value to that, but I figure it's something in the right direction. It's that reminder. So I did a note with Religiously Roasted, put the book cover in the description and links, and I posted that. And now that exists on Facebook. I can reshare it. I can post it out. I can, other people can share that. It's this content that's readily available. That's a reminder that, hey, I'm a writer. I have these books out there. Yeah. Obviously, I think that's about it. So, happy Friday. Oh my God. Ray is here before me. That's how I know I'm late. Stay tuned, peeps. Stay creative.